Kapla, crew of Raumschiff Eberswalde. I think I said that correctly. Raumschiff Eberswalde. Gosh, you guys, you should be Klingons. I bet some of you are, in fact. Hello! I have been lucky enough to go to Germany twice because of Star Trek, once in Dortmund for the Star Trek convention, and this past fall for the Berlin Comic-Con. And I hope I get to come back and visit you all. Maybe not in the nearest future, but hopefully in the next few years again. What an incredible Star Trek community you have, and no doubt this crew is a particularly vivacious, exciting, Star Trek loving group. Benjamin asked if I could talk about my time on Discovery, and especially in regards to my acting and under the prosthetics, which is a great question. Very challenging, but very fun. I mean, I was very lucky that I was working alongside Doug Jones, who is one of the greatest, if not the greatest, prosthetic actor of our time, or of ever, really. He has been, you know, integral to so many productions that were prosthetic heavy, including much of Guillermo del Toro's movies. And it was during the time that Shape of Water was just about to come out, so that was really exciting during our first season. But I was very lucky. I reached out to him, and very early on he got coffee with me and chatted with me about everything. And for me, I had graduated recently from Juilliard, where we did a lot of mask work and a lot of creature work, a lot of just very physical and vocal extreme work. And so this was kind of a dream for me. I didn't think I was necessarily going to be a prosthetic actor, but I definitely, once I was cast in the role, thought, oh, I actually am very well trained for this, plus the language. Because I had done a lot of Shakespeare, and I knew how to manipulate and work on language in prep for actual performance days. So with the prosthetics, it is still something you have to get used to, and Doug's the first person to say that it's still not easy for him. It's a challenging experience, because you do have this extra layer of rubber on you, your skin can't breathe as well, you're sweaty, even Doug sweats. I remember asking James McKinnon, our prosthetic artist, like, what should I do to, like, you know, should I cut my hair? And he was like, you know, Doug shaves his head and he still sweats. It makes it easier for him to just slip on his stuff, but prosthetics are generally just challenging. But what I really enjoyed about it was that I could really let the character exist in this other realm, that she was so unique and alien, and by looking at myself in the mirror, I wasn't looking at myself, I was looking at this other character. So I really just leaned on that, and her voice, obviously, in speaking the Klingon initially, I would only speaking Klingon for those first few episodes, and so I really got to know her through her mother tongue, as one would say. And then once we shifted over to the English, finding what her dialect and accent was based off of the Klingon sounds she was used to making was really helpful. And it's, you know, it lives in a deeper register. I would really warm up lower, my lower register, and found that she didn't speak in contractions because English wasn't her first language, and it's a very Klingon, they are very Shakespearean and elevated, so adding that gravitas in her English and her Klingon was very important to me. And then particularly in the first season, we really worked a lot, or I should say I did, on the serpentine and kind of feline quality that she had, particularly when we didn't have hair. There was, I said before, a real alien quality that I tried to lean into, and because of my armor, most of my expression came from my eyes and the movement of my head. Those were the main things I had to really express myself, and so I really leaned into that, and I knew that if I glanced down or up, that would really inform so much of what was going on inside of her. And also with the head tilting, Neville Page, who is a creature designer, really talked about how the back of the head was really where a lot of sensors were. So I really incorporated that. And then of course, in the second season, when I got a little more hair, as we can see in this photo, and this cardboard cutout, although this is the back warrior hair that I actually really loved from the season finale, I really tried to embrace the femininity that she was trying to embrace, despite the fact that it's not her natural inclination to look or act that way. So that was really fun to play with for me, that she was more of a tomboy having to wear dresses and things because that was what was required of her in this society. So, and what else? Especially, so I'm just, yeah, so those are kind of my main language, prosthetics, aesthetic stuff. Other than that, it really just overall was such a great crew, as in cast and crew. Sonequa, our fearless leader, is such a wonderful leader and so kind and generous with her time, and she would go out of her way for us to have you know, dinners and game nights and stuff on our weekends off, which was huge for her because she's got a kid and a husband and is in practically every scene, but she really made the effort to make us all feel included and seen, which just empowered us all to be that for everyone else and to do our best work on screen. And yeah, it's just been a tremendous journey. As I said, I've done so many conventions at this point, met so many people around the world who care so much about the show and the characters and Star Trek overall, and values that I think are very important, certainly now, always, but certainly now. So yeah, overall it's been really positive, certainly in the realm of the work and getting to meet fans and getting to kind of come back to what I believe in as an artist, and taught me a lot about the type of characters I want to see and how they can be developed best, and also who's telling the stories behind the scenes and how that really affects what happens on screen. So overall, that's a brief summary of my experience on the show. Thank you so much for asking and requesting this cameo. I hope you guys are all staying safe and well, and being true Chieffo warriors. I guess that's all I have to say right now, but I'll end with a little Klingon mach, tach judge. We are Klingons, let it remain. And if you're not a Klingon, that's fine too. But the Empire, what? Laurel, did you have something? Yes, the Empire is always open to those who are true warriors. Thanks, Laurel. Always good to have a little input from her too. All right, thank you guys. Stay safe. Kapla!